Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the continued coverage of the CWL Global Pro League Green Group. You see it right behind me. It means only one thing. It is prime time. Two teams going at it. On the main stage, only one can win. On one side, we have a squad currently 0-3 in the group, looking to turn things around, though, as the day goes on. On the other side of the stage, we've got ourselves a squad that is currently sitting nice and pretty in that second place spot, but they want to continue to ride this momentum to try to battle against Uplink for that top spot later on tomorrow. Our matchup on the main stage, Elevate versus Enigma6. Casters, take it away.
Thank you so much, Courage. It's prime time, baby, and this is a must-win situation now for Elevate. They just fell hard against Optic Gaming. They're sitting at 0-3, and if they want any chance of moving on to play for $500,000 in the playoffs, you really got to win this one 3-1 or 3-0.
You got to take away some positive from that series we just saw from them, though. A lot of those games were close against Optic. They need to take whatever momentum that they can. I think they just need a more well-rounded performance. Respawns, rated last night, dominant. Search and Destroy, though, kind of fell away. Doesn't seem like they're a complete team as of right now. Need to put it together on this one.
Something we saw from this Elevate squad is their ability to come back late in games. Yep. I want to see them, though, stick with Enigma6 all the way through the respawns, because if they're able to get off to a hot start, you see at times Enigma6 kind of crumbles. They can just fall apart. So cause problems, do it early on, and you can't ask for a better map. If you watched yesterday, this is the map where Rated went off with the NV4. He was simply gunning everybody. Back then it was Uplink. We'll see if he can do it, though, in a Hardpoint to kick things off. Elevate, their backs against the wall, and we're going to be opening up with our red squad. What can they do?
Need to come out with a lot of momentum in this one. Rated played great in the link. However, on throwback Hardpoint, not quite the same story. Shawnee gave him the business over on Red Reserve, but starting off on board with him, going to try and get this nice line of sight over towards this top train side. Going to have his work cut out with him, though, with General, the lead slayer on E6, starting off with 2 kills of his own and in the Hardpoint.
General's been so good today. He talked about it in his interview. He simply can do it all and will do it all to get his team the W. Proto is going to be moving into the Hardpoint, as it's going to be Enigma6 winning the first set of kills. Second team fight coming through, and here comes the double R's. We got Raiden and Reedy powering on the right side.
Great kills from Reedy, breaking through, getting some Hardpoint time back in their favor. Nice start. 4 streak for him, 5 seconds. Bit of a contest heal here on the first one as they focus on this rotation over towards Lemon. 4-3 on your main map, doing some work, getting that bait and switch it going. Huge kill onto Cade. Watson able to get this rotation one. Can he get the last one at back? Granny should be able to get it. Catches General off guard. Now they have spawns. Beautiful rotation from Elevate. They should get control of a lot of time here at Barn as well.
I mean, those kills weren't super flashy, but boy, were they important from Watson. Single-handedly giving his team the position. Meanwhile, you had Reedy kind of soaking up that time in the middle of the map. But now you have 4 players up for Enigma6. General just took out Rated, so you're really relying on Zed and Reedy. Reedy's going to pick up 2. Zed, last man alive, is going to try and cause problems. Buy time for Rated to power through this front door. Not going to happen. General shuts it all down with another double kill.
Almost picks up the third onto that player with that hip fire. Watson answering back as they rotate back that right side around Barn. Need to try and get those spawns back in their favor. 25 seconds left here, but E6 racking up all this Hardpoint time. Cade sitting pretty in the hill. No kills for him, but he's racking up the time. First kill finally on the board for him as they focus on this rotation again. Ruiz finds one above him. Can he find the second? Oh, almost turns and burns onto Reedy as Elevate answers back.
At the bottom half of the mini-map, you had Zed winning the battle versus General, but the hill, it's running out of time. We're going to rotate once again to the opposite side of the map, and Rated is going to pick up every last moment of scrap. But if you look at the mini-map, one of the problems we've seen with Elevate is they just seem to be too spread out. They're never in position to trade, and at this point in time, everyone's just coming off spawn, running as quickly as they can to the Hardpoint, but by the time they get there, normally their teammates are gone.
A wide flank from Rated coming in. Can't get the second kill, though. Some missed shots. His teammates are there to back him up, though. One more player in the hill contesting on the side of E6. Cade trying to buy as much time for his teammates as possible. General comes in with that NV4. A bit of a switch from the K-bar as he's leading the slaying on his team with 9 kills.
The bike path belongs to Enigma6 for now. Zed just trying to contest. On the other side, all 4 players are stacked up. General going flying through the sky, challenging Rated, takes out Rated as well. Reedy and Rated gone, so it's up to Zed and Watson's going to be eliminated. Zed finally is going to fall, and every last second is going to go to Enigma6. But here's where you can really start scoring some points, and they had a nice spawn here for Reedy. The question is, will he get help? Not in time.
Rated doing his best to stay alive at bowling. The trades are too strong once again from E6, though. Unfortunate for Elevate as they got that split spawn in the last seconds of bike path. Now trying to do their best. General shuts it down again, though. Two-piece with that NV4. And such a heads-up play from General, switching up his assault rifle here, just playing the back of the map, turning into the sort of the anchor. He says he can do it all, switching his role, basically on the fly, switching his weapons, picking up a lot of kills and spawns.
The MV4 absolutely devastating. A little bit slower fire rate, but it does more damage. And General using this so effectively at range, the teammates calling it out. That's M. Ruiz and Cade constantly pushing out the spawns here of Elevate. This is a fantastic hold so far on the baseball field. It's just our first round of rotations, but in the first half of the game, this is all Enigma6.
Just dominant gameplay once again from General. 7 streak for him, has these streaks to work with. Snapping onto that player in bowling. Can he get the second? Ooh, almost. But he's going to have these streaks on the rotation again. I don't expect him to use it towards middle unless they're trying to just end this game super fast, but expect it over towards bike path on second rotation or maybe over towards baseball.
Proto on your screen, trying to move up the map with the E-Rad. That's where he's been most effective in my eyes. So good at short range, and he loves to play at a fast pace. On the other side here for Elevate, they've just been looking for kind of individual battles. Haven't seen anyone shine outside of Reedy's early start. You look at kind of the kill column, Zed, he's about positive, but Rated has been a non-factor in this one. Double negative, they need to get the captain going.
Huge play from Elevate, though. The Trinity does come down from General. As I say that, Proto answers back with a melee for the two-piece. Reedy trying to play his life as he buys some times for his teammates to get back up towards the middle of the map. Rotating up towards Lemon now, almost picks up that player, but every single time it seems like it's a 50-50. General able to win it. Cade finally answering back in this game. Rough start for him, almost even now.
Cade with a big win in the window on a 3 streak here. Almost has about a minute of hill time as well. Looking across the center, though, it's Rated with the jump shots. Going to clean him up. Now Rated is going to be on the flank. Enigma6 is set up for the barn first. Rated has to get some intro kills, and I like this. They're going to slow it down, wait for teammates. The grenades going back and forth. Rated with the first gunfight takes out Cade. First anchor gone. Now the team can flood through.
Proto answering strong with that E-Rad in towards barn, though. Unfortunate team kill. Can he win the last one? General always is clutching up for E6. Elevate did a decent job of setting up that break, but while they're setting it up, E6 is just milking so much time. Before a push even gets off from the side of Elevate, they rack up, what, 10, 15, 20 seconds? It's just getting out of hand.
And you saw General dropping, what, 2.5 minutes of hill time on Scorch earlier in the day? It's just a testament to the amount of defense he's able to get and the scrap time he cleans up as the opposing team just runs away from the hill. This is another fantastic hold, a blowout so far from Enigma6. When you look at Elevate, where are their big issues? What are they doing wrong, TP?
I think they're just taking too much time to set up those breaks. We just saw a perfect example of it on Barn. They do the fundamentals correctly, but I think they're just taking too long to do it. We switch on board with Watson now as he picks up a couple of kills as they milk some time, but remember, General has that bombardment in his back pocket. He used that Trinity rocket to stop that congestion of time over towards middle, which is a really smart play in my opinion. That's why they have a 100-point lead.
Cade with the 2-piece, answered back with 2 kills here from Elevate. General is going to take over the hill time. His teammate trying to get out of dodge. That's Proto pushing up. And Proto trying to serve it as a distraction as General is going to peek as well. Not going to work. 3 straight kills here for Elevate. Will they be able to convert this into points, though? That's the big question. No one's scoring for the team yet. Rated's going to go up high, trying to challenge. Wins the fight versus General, but he's half health when Cade takes him down.
Elevate needs to be careful now in these last-second gunfights at the end of this hard point. Need to make sure these spawns aren't flipped. 2 players from E6 focusing on this rotation up towards top green. As they focus on these gunfights, Reedy wins the first, Zed answers with the second. So a good hold from him on the rotation, picks up the second. Good movement. They have a chance in this game if they're able to hold this entire hardpoint time, but I'm really expecting this bombardment to come in. We get the sound indicator, picks up 1 with it as his teams flood in from blue, and you know the spawn out is happening now at the top side of your map. 2 and 4 from Elevate so far out. Rated going to be the last line of defense. Catches 1. Can he get the second?
Yeah.
Shots from him, but the spawns have broken.
And he actually just got some help from Zed. So if you get Proto here, who just popped camo, you are able to take over the spawns. Instead, Proto coming up big, picks up 2 kills. At the end of it all, it's Watson holding strong. Baseball field is where you can pick up so much time. There's 24 points remaining here. Will Elevate lock it down? No. Another break. This time it's Ruiz who wins the final fight.
Just so tough when you have that much utility on the other side. Proto pops that camo at the best time after picking up a kill, gets the double. The bombardment makes them get out of the hill. Ruiz using this the statue to the best of his ability, picking up that double, getting close to the Trinity as well. 225 away, has the Centurion as he goes on this wide flank. I like the play from him. His other team, you see him at bike path, picks up one there. Gonna keep flanking, keep on going around, take your time, focus on these streaks. A great play from Ruiz here.
And he has his Centurion. Where does he put it down? You wait for the barn and you just throw it in the middle of the map?
I think barn, unless they do have complete control of this one. But you want to place it in a corner of barn so when they do try and contest, it shocks them, slows them down, gives you that sort of an advantage. Proto picks up 3 in this sequence of kills, just going absolutely off. We've been highlighting General a lot on the side of E6. Proto has been the player for me. So much aggression with this E-Rad, picking up so many doubles. Look at the shot right there. Snaps on that player, Reedy over towards Train. Great stuff.
In their first match of the tournament, I said it was all Proto. Second match, you saw General shining a little bit, and then here to start the beginning of the day, everyone from Enigma6 came to play. I mean, Ruiz, he's your objective guy. He's now 26-20. They are simply winning the slaying battle. General is now +10. You got Proto at +4, Cade at about even. They are blowing Elevate off the map. They are now 25 points away from putting Elevate in the 100-point club.
Looks like a bit of an accident popping that reactive there. Looks like the camo going to be coming in from Rated, picks up 1. Can they get the spawns though? Zed answers over towards that topside baseball, but Ruiz going to be the last one alive again, holding the spawns towards Lemon for his team. They're going to be able to win that race. Zed has reactive, pops 1, but only gets 1 in the hill. E6 still holding strong. This game should be over soon.
Here comes Rated. He has to wait for Zed. Needs a second gun for this fight. The Centurion's still up 1 by 1. Elevate throwing themselves at the hill, and they are all falling 250-65. You play optics so close, and then you get blown out by Enigma6.
Looks like maybe some composure lost on the side of Elevate there. Just weren't really doing many things correctly. There were situations where E6 had those individual plays to bail them out of a poor situation, but man, that's unacceptable to only get 60 points.
You simply didn't see the kills that you needed from the boys from Elevate. Watson having another off game. He struggled in the uplink versus Optic. His numbers not great here. Reedy was off to a pretty solid start. You saw flashes of brilliance from Rated. He was way negative, brought it back in the middle of that game. And Zed even had a pretty good slaying game. But overall, you looked at the end of the game numbers, the second half, that's the whole story. They didn't get anywhere near the baseball, hardpoint, everything that Enigma6 was doing. Well, it seemed to be right at the right time, other than that one reactive.
Yeah, definitely. I love the way E6 was stacking those hills. Yes, Elevate was spending a lot of time playing fundamentally correct, but when you're getting all the kills, you don't really have to play the fundamentals if the other team's off the respawn. Just milking so much time in situations where Elevate was in a good spot, but it didn't matter.
So there you have it. Game 1 is in the books. The 100-point club gives Enigma6 the lead in our best of 5. But coming up next, we're going to Search and Destroy. The map is Breakout, and we have Joey D. Luca. Yeah, Murky, Joey D. Ready to break it down for us. Go ahead, Joe.
Thank you, Chris. In Search and Destroy Breakout is a map that you might not have seen. It was just added right before the Global Pro League started. Elevate, they've played this map. Enigma6, maybe not so much. They might have practiced it at home, but we're going to go through. Enigma6, this is probably a basic defense that they're going to play. They're going to have Proto wall run to A. They're going to have Cade watch over him. Ruiz, he's going to watch middle in general. He's going to make sure that there's no pressure on the B side. Now, Elevate, what we saw a lot yesterday in their game versus Red Reserve was this is what they like to do. Reedy, he likes to take an E-Rad and wall run all the way to A. Rated watch goes behind him and likes to watch over him, very similar to Proto and Cade. Now, the other two, they like to put a lot of pressure on middle of the map. So when you're attacking the showers, you have to focus in on this area. Really, what you're going to want to watch is if Reedy and Rated are able to take out Proto. Just one of the simple, strategies that Elevate like to use on Breakout, Search and Destroy. Watch out for those shower pushes with those E-Rads. Back to the casters for game number 2.
Thank you so much, Merc. So there is a look at Breakout. Search and Destroy is coming up next. And if you watched last night, you saw the battle between Elevate and Red Reserve. Now, in that game, Red Reserve got off to a nice start. But Elevate, they learned. They adapted throughout the Search and Destroy, and they ended up, causing problems late in that game. Tell me a little bit about this Elevate squad. When you watched them the first time around yesterday, what was their strength on this map?
I think when they did turn it around on that breakout yesterday, it was mostly the way Reedy was playing. We saw he was getting in those 1v1 altercations against Red yesterday over towards Showers. When he switched to the ERAD and became more of like a lurker, if you want to call it that, he's really good at finding those timings up towards loading middle through Showers to get to the other team's base and just make it annoying for them. So if he's able to replicate those changes that he did, I think they're going to have that same success. Granted, they did lose the map, but that's when they started turning around in their favor.
They learned a lot their first time around. Well, here they get to play it on day number 2, this time against Enigma6. Before the game kicks off, let's hear from the players what they had to say about each other leading up to this match.
We played them at Vegas with my old team when I was in orbit, and they're just a really aggressive team, play together a lot. I feel like they just run around the map together and try out teams constantly.
Elevate as a team is a very aggressive team. Watson, I do know, and he's the person on their team that'll bring hype to their team, and he's a really good AR player. I feel like if we shut him down, they'll just all crumble.
I think just playing smart, playing together as a team, coordinating pushes together as a team, and just outplaying them on the map.
I don't think they'll cause any problems for us, to be honest. I feel like we're all confident in our own gameplay, and we'll perform. If
we win the first hardpoint, I think we're 3-0 them. So I think the first map's very big against Enigma6.
Keys to beating Elevate will just have to be remaining consistent while we play, and like Jordan said, not shooting circles.
It's time to get it going. There you see the countdown. Game number 2 kicks off in 6 seconds. We're starting things off here with Enigma6, who just opened up with a big win on Throwback Hardpoint. They dominated the respawn, but Search and Destroy, this is a totally different beast. And it looks like to start things off, Enigma6 is going to be targeting the top bomb site over at B.
Team push coming in as they work over towards Cave right now, trying to clear out this area, trying to isolate that one player in the back. General with this NV4 has been absolutely amazing. Spots that first kill onto Reedy. Now just buying time for his teammates so they can get this bomb and most likely just back up. Some nice team shooting going down. You saw that player just a bit weak. And a nice spot laying down under the truck. Unfortunate team kill to make this a 2v2.
Yeah, everything was going well there for Elevate. General doing a great job staying alive, and here comes the pressure. Watson's gonna get up close and personal and picks up the kill. That brings it down to a 1v1 because at the same time, Proto traded out with Rated. Now, Proto on the long flank, gonna spot the player at the bomb, and just like that, first round going to Enigma6, no defuse coming in time.
So in that 2v2, I love the non-hesitation from Proto right there. He hits down over towards Spiral, and he probably realizes that his teammate's going to get taken out, so he knows he has to get there as fast as possible, help his teammate. Granted, General dies, but he's able to pick up that kill in the back, and that forces Watson to play such a 50-50 situation. You saw him just aiming towards his back because that's where Proto was last seen. Proto doesn't hesitate again, wraps all the way back towards up Spiral, finds him on the bomb, heads up play from Proto to lock that one down.
JP sent us all the stats coming into week 4. The team that got first blood won the round 70% of the time. So far, that's holding true here in round 1. Enigma6 gets the first picks. They're up 1-0. Who's going to get the first pick here in round 2? I'm looking at Proto. He's got the sniper rifle, and eventually he's going to be challenged. But after not seeing anything, he's going to start to maneuver around the map. The question is, where's the first challenge going to come from? It might be this wall run.
Might have got a call out or something, but it does look like those players on Elevate going to be pushing through this B side. Could possibly catch that player off guard. There is one player, M. Ruiz, in this bottom middle hard point. Might be able to spot this player, but looks like total B control over towards Elevate. They should get this bomb down.
Elevate is going to get this safely planted, so watch these yellow arrows. How do they react? Up the spiral comes the first challenger. Running in alone versus 3. Proto is massacred. Now you see Enigma6 gathering up. They're challenging Reedy in the back. They're going to find the kill, makes it a 3-on-3. Bomb 30 seconds away from blowing up, so the pressure is definitely on. Enigma6 needs to get over there, and they have to do it quick.
Not much time to work with. Elevate playing this so far back. Rated picks up one at this truck. Should be able to find the last one onto Cade. So quality round from Elevate. And man, that round really came down to timing. Proto had that sniper. As soon as he turned away, those two players pushed up on the B side, a bit unfortunate for him. The big thing I want to say, though, is E6 messed up challenging those 1v1s late in that round.
I do want to give props to Reedy as well. He's the player that kind of baited the action over at A, got the attention of two players. That call out probably made to Proto, who is looking to see if he could help as well. And then Elevate pounces on it. The other three players immediately going towards the objective. We now look at round 3, though. It's all tied up here in Search and Destroy. And leading the charge, once again, you got Proto at the front line. A high wall run coming in from Cade. Ruiz on your screen is trying to back up both players, but already it's Reedy down Proto with first blood again. And now the bomb planted on the safe side. They have the spiral watched. This is gonna be tough for Elevate to break.
Yep, even number situation once again. Reedy playing in that close corner on the bomb site, gets caught out. But all E6 needs to do is back up and force the push from the other team. Just lock down this little room. They should be able to do it. Proto trying to catch the timing on this player. Ooh! Missed shots. Watson gets a huge kill, but gets taken out by his teammate. 2v2 situation now, not much time.
We've seen so many team kills so far today. There's another big one from Zed. He's gonna get gun going for the defuse, and Enigma6 wins another attacking round. If you don't kill your teammate, I think that's an Elevate win there.
I don't know if that was just a panic or if he had a line of sight onto another player or what exactly happened, but Watson wins that initial gunfight that he probably should not have won, especially with an NV4.
He gave Proto the wiggle.
Impressive, yeah. Proto missed some shots, but they basically throw it away. They hop on the bomb right away. Zed just kind of screws up that round for his team.
Round 4 underway. It's Elevate on the attack. If we can, I would love to see what the game plan is here. You saw Proto pulling out the sniper. He's going to be watching high over at B. Elevate is going to spread 2 and 2, rated with the bomb in hand.
Ready getting pretty close to this camo. Reedy gets the first blood with that sniper.
And that was over at the wall run, by the way. So he was peeking into the showers, able to get an early pick. There is still one defender there, but after the first blood, it's going to be Elevate. Looking for a second kill. They're going to spot it. Nice shots from Cade, but it's traded out instantly. Still a man advantage here for Elevate, and as I say that, Watson gets caught out in the middle of nowhere by Ruiz.
Just a huge mistake. And then Ruiz decides to call out this Scarab to gain some sort of information. The trader should be able to come in, but no, he's facing the wrong way. Rated takes advantage. Now Proto stuck in the 1 versus 2.
Done.
Nice shots into loading, but no. Proto makes it out with his life barely. 30 seconds left. He has a chance to get this one back.
How is Proto alive right now? Rated has been a melt machine with that NV4. And now Proto's got an opportunity. The bomb needs to be planted. One player protecting it. Bomb goes down just in time. And Proto is not going to get away with round 4. Instead, we're all tied up. Both teams winning their offenses so far.
Very, very close one. If Proto's able to pick up that bomb planter, has a nice shot, but Reedy helping out his teammate sliding in to get that trade before anything weird happens. But there's so many situations in this breakout that are really confusing. Why are these players getting caught out in this 1 versus 1 situation when they have numbers? It doesn't really make sense. Watson could have made that kill a lot easier.
Well, Elevate was telling me, honestly, yesterday was the first time we ever played this.
Fair enough.
Reserve, they had one game of practice leading up to that match. So this is really Elevate's second time playing breakout S&D. Seems they're learning as it goes. Reedy was able to use the sniper very well on the attack. This time around, though, we have Proto on your screen with the K-bar. Picks up a kill, tries to get out with his life. Meanwhile, the bomb did go down over at A. 3 defenders still in position here for Enigma6. Cade is going to wipe 2 players from Elevate. It's all on the shoulders of Watson. Can he pull off this 1v3?
Has to find this player on this outside wall run first. Might be able to win it. He catches the timing, so he has a chance. 25 seconds left. Decides to hop on this bomb. We'll see if Emery's going to get through loading. See if he can spot it out. He does. Some shaky shots, but closes out that one. Whew. Whew. I like the play. I like the hopping on the bomb in that sort of scenario. You get that kill very quickly. You know, it's a 50-50 at that point.
Right.
You don't know if that player's going to check so fast. So I like the play from Watson there. It just doesn't work out.
And it worked for Zed. If you remember round 1 against Red Reserve, Zed just jumped on the bomb over at A the very first round, and they were able to pull out the win. No ninja defuse this time around. Nice check by Ruiz. Once again, the attacking team wins. Will the pattern continue? Here comes Elevate, and they're doing a 4-man stack top of B. Let's go to Proto. He's the lone player from Enigma6 with eyes on this site.
Hit some crazy shots yesterday, might be able to do it again. Spots out the first, gonna make that call to his teammates, expects the rotation to come in, but no! Reedy
He's got a big boy stick of his own.
Nice shot.
Now the bomb going down. Raid's gonna find a second, just 2 defenders left here. And this is gonna be so hard for Enigma6. They gotta fight up Spiral into 4 crosshairs. Rated is gonna run around the corner of the map, spots out Cade, and it should just be a matter of time. Cade's gonna throw himself off the map, try not to feed any more points. You know the specialist abilities are gonna be coming in later. When are these payloads gonna come into play? That's the big question for me, Teep.
Yeah, I think I need to see Rated use this camo pretty soon. He's had it for a few rounds. He didn't really have to use it, but gives you that chance of earning another one and securing hopefully a round to take the lead. This momentum shift is going to be important in the middle of this search, and these defensive rounds are pretty poor, to be honest. That one was just unfortunate. You got out-sniped. It happens.
Yeah.
Really hitting a nice shot, but going to see if whatever defensive team is going to adapt to get more middle map control.
Props to Elevate. They got the first and second pick. Skill-based gunfights, one in favor for them on the attack. Will they be able to do it on defense? So far, Enigma6, they take control of the center, but Zed's gonna find General. Proto with some nice timing, catches Rated in the back. He's getting fired upon, staying alive. Uses the grenade, but he's still being chased by Watson.
Reedy didn't catch that player on the late flank, but he actually makes it out. It's such a weird situation going on. 2 versus 2 situation. Looks like the player's gonna hop the bomb right away. Has some cover from Watson. Both players on the wall run. Proto answers with the first. Can he get the second? No. Zed sticks it, gets the round. Huge play. I'm not sure why E6 positioned themselves so far away from the bomb. You can't, no line of sight. Interesting play there.
I think they were just trying to group up to where they could trade, but if Watson doesn't get this first kill, that player on the wall run gets in there just in time to catch Zed, I think. So props to Watson, staying alive, doesn't chase Proto, instead finds a target over at loading, and then is able to get in, cover his teammate who gets the bomb defused. The first defensive round goes to Elevate, and now they have the lead. They're back on the attack. This is where they can pull away. Reedy was able to get their first 2 bloods on the last 2 offenses using the sniper. Will General peek him once again?
Getting a little bit close to peeking this corner. Trying to find something to his team. Nothing spotted yet. A bit of a slow round. I like the switch up from Elevate. See if they can catch a mistake from the other team. Looks like only one player. Emery's in the same setup in the bottom mid hardpoint. Watson has Centurion if they do get this bomb down, Rated with camo.
And Enigma6 has shown a very similar strategy every time on defense. As you see, the kills are traded out. We now have a 3-on-3. General is behind enemy lines, and he is going to help out Emery's pick up the man advantage. You got Reedy and Watson left here for Elevate. Both players with payloads. Reedy's FTL jump, not super efficient here in search, but Watson, he's going to pop his, expecting a challenge. Is there anyone here? Doesn't look like it yet.
I like the call to rotate over, but Watson gives up the line of sight. His bomb carrier might get taken out. The FTL does get popped from Reedy. Watson now stuck in a very tough situation. Only a few bullets left in the clip. He is gunned, though. Proto with a nice win. Now round count 4 apiece. Proto earns the camo and another bomb defuse to help someone else get some points as well.
He salutes the success, my friend. Watson, his payload turned blue. Didn't use the Centurion. Was very confused by that. Don't worry about it, though, because the FTL jump is gone for Reedy. So that puts a lot of pressure on the remaining payloads here for Elevate. You talked about the camos from Rated. Could come in at any moment. When is that one going to go down? On the other side, Proto with the camo can be so dangerous, especially if he puts away the snipe in favor of an E-Rad.
A bit fortunate for General in that round as he hits that flank. Both the players from Elevate don't spot him. So that round could have gone dramatically different in the favor of Elevate. A bit fortunate that General snuck through.
Proto on your screen to open things up here for Enigma6. They just tied up the game at 4 apiece as they won their first defensive round. Now back on the attack. Here comes the camo Rated, and it's gonna be Proto chasing him down. Kills were traded out, but man advantage. You didn't lose your payload. Things are looking good for Enigma6. As I say that, Zed and Watson, the duo, work the outside wall run and then win the up close and personal fights.
Yeah, I was a little bit afraid that Rated was gonna pop that camo without any team support, but I was wrong. He gets that first kill onto the bomb plant to make the round a little bit disrupted on the side of E6. The rest of the team flood in, answer him back out, clean it out, take the round, and now at match point.
Enigma6 talking over the strat. What do we do? How do we force the round 11? They're on defense, and it looks like a similar setup every single time. Em Ruiz, number 1, he's going to go sit in that center blue box. Down low, Elevate, they're aware of it. They're going to push it, and there is the first kill. Em Ruiz is gone. Watson's going to find General, and General will trade the kills. So it's a 2-on-3 here for Enigma6. Proto stopping the bomb carrier with the help of Cade.
Proto spots that player towards middle. He pops the camo, gets taken out, and no. Elevate shuts down the 2v2. A bit of a panic pop with that camo from Proto. Gets gunned, and a great win in that S&D from Elevate.
You don't want to go down, though, without using your payload. If I'm Proto, I'm doing the same thing. But at the end of the day, quick trades coming in there, and it's Reedy who pulls out the ERAD in the final round to pick up your last kill. Great stuff here from Elevate. They do not fold. They hold strong in search and destroy. But up next, we have a very tough game of Uplink. So far, this Enigma6 team has looked incredible in this game 3.
Yeah, for real. But the EU teams are quite strong on the game type as well. I really don't know how this is going to go. Obviously, the respawn, the Hardpoint E6 just decimates Elevate in that first one. So you really expect it to go the same sort of way with the way General and especially Proto have been playing. So much pressure. But overall, Elevate shifts that momentum. A quality search and destroy game. It seems like they learned a lot from the first time playing it last night.
Absolutely. Elevate continues to improve, but they got to win this match. This is do or die. Already 3 series losses. Will they be able to take momentum back in game 3? We'll find out when we return. Welcome back. Here's a look at your G Fuel key player matchup for game number 3. On your left, we have Rated from Elevate going up against General from Enigma6. When you look at their uplinks, these two players have been stars, especially Rated, who jumped out to the #1 KD on day #1. Keep your eyes on both of these players as this one kicks off. Once again, this is your G Fuel key player matchup. And we are back live. It's prime time from Columbus, Ohio, and this is a big game #3. We're heading to Uplink on Precinct. Elevate, winning Search and Destroy, ties up the series at 1 apiece.
Going into this Precinct, I think it's going to be largely on the back of Rated to have another game we saw in the link yesterday where he dropped, I think, 40 kills, right? Crazy. You saw that key player matchup, the 1.8 KD in the type. Needs to keep it up here.
He said, Puckett, gas me up today, man. I'm #1 KD overall when it comes to the respawns. A lot of that, or at least in the uplink, a lot of that was done with the NV4 on throwback. So we're going to see how he plays here on Precinct. This is a little bit closer quarters at times. You know, you're going to see a lot of fast plays, and at times you'll see lots of rallies on this map. Who is going to have the spawn control? That's the big question for me. So far, Enigma6 have not dropped any of their uplinks. They are perfect in this game mode. And we just saw how close Elevate played against Optic Gaming in this same thing.
I'm scared for this one, though. I think the trading from E6 just going to be too strong. We saw how, good they were in those close quarters, just stacking up hard points, able to take that one down by over 150 points. So Proto has been my guy with that ERAD. Expect him to get into this drone reset and wreak a bunch of havoc with it.
We got Maven on the analyst desk after this series is over. Can't wait to hear his thoughts on our game #3. Maven, the wizard, the wise wizard, gonna break it all down for us. You're fearing things for Elevate. I think this is where they build up the advantage. Will they be able to get it done? Will they finally stop Enigma6's streak in uplink? To open things up, it's General and M. Ruiz, but Reedy plays his life, stays alive, and picks up 1 kill. That's gonna slow down this push, but at the end of it all, we got Proto moving this up. This is at least a 1-pointer unless the defense stands strong.
Looks like that drone's going to be just this little short. Zed picks up the double with the ERAD as drone control back into the hands of Elevate as they push this up towards Statue. E6 with a strong original push, but not able to get any sort of points on the board. I thought they were going to be able to, but Cade not able to be the lead blocker in that situation. General jumping over this drone, needs to pick up this kill first before drone progresses through orange tarp, gets traded out. Back and forth. Drone does go off. Does it land in? Yes, they get the throw over the building. A nice 1 point from Enigma6.
At the very top of your screen, you can see Cade continue to spawn trap. Cade picks up both Zed and Rated. Reedy's gonna get picked by General in the middle of the map, so he is clearing the way for the drone. A nasty 3 streak on the worst place on the map here if you're an Elevate fan. All up in the base. At the end of it all, it's just another 1-point play, so a 2-0 start in your first minute and 15 seconds. But in theory, this could be a 4-0 game.
Oh, definitely. Proto not able to get that gunfight as Elevate wraps back towards back alley, trying to get control of their base, but drone gonna be moving over towards this white van side. Nope, the wrap is going to happen now that Zed has shut down that push. E6 just needs to slow it down. Some quality pushes, and I thought that spawn trap was going to be more brutal on the scoreboard.
I mean, look at the numbers here. You got 4 kills from M. Ruiz. Cade is dropping 7 early. Proto at 5 and 3, make it 6 and 3. And then General at even with 4 kills. It's Elevate getting outslayed. In fact, they have had no presence on the map outside of their base. They're getting trapped, and it's happening early on. They got to start winning these gunfights. They got to start putting pressure back on Enigma6.
E6 still has control of this drone room. Cade picks up the first. Watson going to try and answer back. He does get the trade, has some teammate support. 2v2 situation now as trades continue to happen, but can't move this drone up yet because General's locking down Statue. 1 player in the back as well. Drone now going to be moving very quickly. General going to look towards this orange tarp, be the lead blocker for M. Ruiz as he is weak.
Reedy doing a great job of staying alive, though. He's buying his teammates time. 3 attackers as General picks up the double. Cade is going to find the third. They're all wiped off the map. And here comes Ruiz with a dunk. 4-0 first half. It's been a blowout. You talked about it. Enigma6 just so good at trading. Look at the pressure Cade is putting on the spawners.
Proto has control of the drone. I thought he was going to go for the one, decides not to go for it, though. Just wants to try and retain control of this yellow van. A nice shot from Rated to shut him down. These pushes from E6 are just so fast, and I think that's the biggest difference of why they've been so successful in Link. They don't waste any times. The drone is moving off of kills rather than focusing on kills first, then moving drone. That's why they get these points on the board.
Big flank coming in here from General, and wise decision to turn around. You're going to see Watson catch him in rotation. It's all coming down to a 1v1, and Ruiz is going to win that. They don't pick up the drone, though. They're setting up for a reset. They wanted to go back to the center of the map, elevate. They all bite on the ball. They start moving south. They're going to get caught off guard. And once again, it's Cade pressuring at the top tickets. This time around, Zed holds strong with Watson. Strong defense from Elevate, but that was looking ugly.
Yeah, Zed sort of saved the day in that drone reset room. Drone going to be moving up towards this construction side. I expect this one to get off over towards the railing because his teammates are taken out, though it does go off. Looks like it's going to be good.
Intercepted.
But no. What a play from Proto. The playmaker for E6 has control back to his team's favor. Nice pick there.
Proto just gets elevated, and he snatches the drone out of the sky. Watson had it on target, too, so that would have made it 4-1. Instead, Enigma6 still not allowing a score. They have a 4-point advantage going into the half, and they're looking to tack on more. For now, it's going to be Rated trying to pick up the drone. Actually, Watson is going to be that player. Rated's going to look for kills here, trying to back up Zed. Proto trying to cause problems in the middle of the map, but they're powering through Cat Statue. Elevate, they're simply not winning the clutch gunfights, and that's what's stopping them from pushing this forward.
Exactly. E6 holding strong when they need to over towards Statue. Finally, some kills going in the way of Elevate. They have the number advantage. They need to get aggressive, but every single time it seems like E6 bails themselves out with kills. They do it again. Does the drone go off for the one? He tried to line up for it, but again, a 4 dead. It doesn't seem like they can push through. Their lead blockers aren't aiming up or buying enough time for their teammates to get the one off. 10 seconds left now. They are moving drone, trying to get this 1-point attempt at the end.
5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and that one is good. We go into the half. 5-0 in favor of Enigma6. They controlled the map so strong in our first half. There's really only that one attempt from Watson that came close every other time. The defense holding strong, big kills coming in. Proto constantly on the backstabs through the middle of the map. We saw flanks from General, and Cade, he was causing problems in Elevate's base since the first minute.
E6 does such a good job of not staggering their deaths, if that makes sense. They see if a couple of their teammates go down, the last couple of players buy that extra 5-10 seconds for the teammates to get off spawn back to a good position. Starting off here, though, in the second half, Trade's going down in the drone reset. Cade finds one on his head. I'm surprised he got that kill. Drone moving up towards Statue as General's just going to buy time for his teammates.
Yeah, General's going to pull out the drone to his side of the map, wait for his teammates to come off spawn. Here they all are. So 4 up now. General's going to throw the drone forward. Watson's going to fall. 3 players still pushing up here for Enigma6. Drone is on the ground. Can Proto clear the way for Cade? Big kills from Proto. This is at least a 1-pointer. And the drone's dropped. Not picked up. Watson this time. The goal line stand. Reedy is going to pick up the drone and move this one up, but honestly, I think Enigma6 should have converted some points there, team.
Oh, definitely. I think the throw was missed, or he was trying to pass it. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but regardless, Watson saves the day, stops the bleeding just a bit. Now they're putting on some pressure with the Scarab. Rated picks up 1. Watson just playing his time, but Emery's in a pretty deadly spot. I don't know if he's going to be able to challenge this gunfight effectively.
General's flanking, but is it too late? Good hold at the front. It's Cade again. A dirty double. The defense holds strong for Enigma6. They're back on the attack. Watson, your time to shine again, buddy. You look at the kills. Rated has turned it up in the second half. He's now +7. You got Watson about even. Zed was doing work at the end of our first half, but he has been silenced here on side 2. Enigma6 again with a 4 down. They have total control of the map.
I'm not sure how General made it past, got a 2-piece. Now he's waiting for the drone. The one does go off. A nice passing play from E6 to get a quick point on the board. It's those heads-up situations. General makes his way past the team. They don't need to focus on kills. They get the pass and one off. That was a sick play.
And I didn't even notice it, but Zed was actually up in the top right corner of your map. He was waiting around a corner, prone, expecting someone to just run past him. Instead, General slips by the cat statue, waits for that toss, and converts it into points. Here comes Elevate, though. They're on the back lane. They just had it cleared out by Rated, and they will convert it with a 2-point play from Reedy. Still just a 2-possession game. This could go either way. Elevate is showing some life, but they need Rated to stay red hot.
Payload's going to be coming into play, though. This is where you expect E6 to pop them and get even more of a lead. Proto has the overdrive at the ready, but gets taken out. Lots of pressure coming in on Watson, though. Picks up the first. The FTL comes in. Cade takes him out, though. Drone is stopped, so a good defensive stance. Looks like Elevate going to be very close to earning a lot of payloads of their own. This game could get pretty interesting.
Proto on defense, knows everyone is going to be pushing together. Trades out one, injures a second. Watson defending the drone. Now it's going to loop this up, but they got to get past General. If they do, he can pop this overdrive. Big fight versus Proto. Proto continues to challenge. Where is the help here from Elevate? They are simply too slow to trade the kills. Proto even gets the drone, pushes them back cat statue, and now you look, it's all Cade and General in the kill feed.
That can't happen. Can't happen. Those trades need to happen right away. The slide, do anything to help out your teammate. Elevate doesn't do it, and now the pressure coming in from the side of E6. The overdrive going to be coming into play on the hands of Proto. The drone does go in. 5-point lead for them, minute and a half left. Elevate, not looking strong.
Cade is going to go cover the new drone. We got a battle going up against Reedy and Watson. Watson is going to get the help there in time. Rated coming out on top, and it'll be Reedy grabbing the drone. One player at a time, slowing it down. Proto again, shots from the back, but it's Rated with the camo. That's always a guaranteed dunk. And this will bring it back to 3 points. It's still a 2-possession game, though, and you're running out of time. Just 62 seconds left on the clock. Thing to look forward to, though, does Watson still have his overdrive? Yes. So you got to get the drone in his hands, and he's got to speed it through for a dunk if you want a chance in this game.
E6 just needs to try and delay as long as possible. Don't let the drone get in the hands of Watson. E6 has the statue control. Elevate trying to hold strong. Zed loses that gunfight, though. One player alive in L. Watson barely wins that one. Should get traded out. One player left alive. It's Proto. Picks up the second, and Elevate just can't get these trades ever, it seems like.
Proto's still up, too, man. He's grabbing the drone. He is causing so many problems. We talked about the stats not telling the whole story. Proto has set up his teammates for so much success in this game.
And something we haven't seen in a long time. Look at that, the 15-second reset. We haven't seen that since Black Ops 3, I think. So that's going to lock down this game. The drone reset is coming in. There is 10 seconds, but like you said, 2-possession game. This one's over. E6 keeping that uplink record nice and pretty. A quality game from them.
Perfect 4-0 when it comes to uplink. Enigma6. They started off hot. They had a big advantage going into the second half, and they just hold too strong on the defensive end, constantly stopping the movement from Elevate, pinches from all directions, flankers at all times. Proto, the stall efforts were really, though, in that second half, that was the MVP performance for me.
Just heads-up plays, just calm, collected in those moments, taking that drone. I didn't even know you can get the reset up on that building, so obviously practicing these situations when need be. E6 very prepared in the game type, making it look fairly easy.
E6 undefeated, we touched on it. Perfect 4-0. Elevate, at times it looked like things were gonna work out for them, but the big takeaway for me was the lack of trading. They need to fix that. In all respawn game modes, you need to have a teammate there in position to trade out, especially if you're trying to move an objective forward. They get another chance, though. We're going to Hardpoint game number 4 next. It's going to be on Breakout here after seeing our Search and Destroy Breakout. How do you think these two teams are going to fare?
I think E6 is going to fix the mistakes on Breakout, specifically not get down in such a pit in terms of the scoreboard. So I really think they're going to close it out here and get the 3-1.
Enigma6, they had a fantastic season so far. They broke out from the open bracket in Vegas, and ever since, they've been playing in groups. Let's take a moment and see how they got to the Global Pro League here today.
Enigma6 is a team consisting of young, talented players coming out of Michigan in Proto, General, Cade, and M. Ruiz. They're not standout players, but they work incredibly well together because of the chip that they have on their shoulder, especially General, Cade, and M. Ruiz. The trio erupted onto the Call of Duty esports scene at UMG California in 2015, but with the 18+ rule going into effect for the CWL, Enigma6 were unable to compete last season. That makes this year their time to shine. Enigma6 exploded into CWL Vegas, battling their entire way through the open bracket straight into pool play. E6 would go 9-0 in pools, shocking the community with 3-0 wins over Optic Gaming.
Just 2.5 minutes from 3-0ing Optic Gaming.
And eventually CWL Vegas champions Rise Nation.
Enigma6 get the job done. The 3-0 of the Green Wall. They've now 3-0'd Rise Nation.
Outside of Vegas, they have consistently placed top 12 at major LAN events and have victories in multiple online 2K tournaments. So far this year, Enigma6 can be defined by their ability to rebound and improve as a team. After league play changes following Vegas, the team did see a dip in performance, falling from top 8 in Vegas to top 16 in Atlanta. Enigma6 is certainly a team that is on the rise, and one with potential to beat anyone in the Global Pro League. Keep your eyes on General. He was an absolute monster at CWL Dallas. He posted the highest overall respawn KD with a 1.28 and the second highest S&D KD at 1.53. These are elite statistics and will go a very long way to helping Enigma6 compete against the world's best. Tune in May 12th through the 14th to see how Enigma6 performs in Stage 1 of the CWL Global Pro League.
Welcome back. 3 games in the books. It's Enigma6 now on match point. Elevate. They have not won a series yet this weekend. They have to turn it around right here. We're going into Hardpoint. The map is Breakout. You have huge hills where you can just gather so much time. Look for the cell block. Look for the commissary hills to be those money hills for both of our teams. And I got to see it from Elevate here, TP. I'd love to open this one up when we get a chance. Let's crank up the headphones with this Elevate squad. Rated is the captain of this team. Reedy can be a vocal player. Are the 2 veterans silent right now, or is this when they turn the Europeans up?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Usually when a team's not doing so well, you have those 1, 2, possibly 3 players just get so quiet on the comms, and that's exactly the opposite of what you want to happen. You need to get that energy, and it starts within the headset, right? You got to get your teammates amped up when they're doing positive things on the map. We'll see if they can bring it back.
Here's a look at the map. Graves and Caves. So many great defensive positions here that you can set up at now. Who is going to take control in our first rotation? Remembering the first hard point, Enigma6 built up a massive lead before the first 5 hills were gone. Will they do it again? Let's crank up the headphones here with Rated.
I'm going to nade their van. I'm going to nade their van, see if they're pushing loading. Won't be able to see him though, so it'll only...
Yeah, one fluid loading.
Loading. Bomby, one bullet proto. They push me mid, yeah, 2 on our van, 2 on our van, 1 Bomby, 1. Bomby, 1 after that.
Yeah, got me.
That's fine, right.
Alright, 1 in hill. And then 1 loading still.
I'm going to flank Dave.
I'm going loading.
2 on mid, just wait for us to get a kill. Probably going to cut me off Spiral though.
You're going to cut you off.
Yeah, one's here on me.
Frame of Spiral.
I just have the map.
It's all good, it's all good. Spiral on me.
Loading.
1 bullet, Spiral. 1 bullet, Spiral. It's fine. Focus
Right,
up. Loading, 1 bullet, 1 bullet.
MV4. There's 1 inside our little cubby, I think.
Multi-challenge me.
Right, that's 1 helipad again. Run nade this guy off the hill.
So one loading. With that.
Right, pro absolute loading,
Okay.
You tried.
One in
Hill 1 bullet, Reese.
Dead.
Nice.
You got the hill, nice. One more, their truck, Reese. Nice, Reese. Good fucking shit, baby.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
go.
going on hill.
Yeah.
Honestly, do you want to try hit front?
Yeah, I'm going for it now.
Yeah, try hit front, come on. All of us just fucking go.
He's hit me.
Just go.
One's weak at the back right. I think with 1 bullet.
Go front door. Quiet. Front door weak. Front door really weak. Just contest the
I
front.
got one's weak,
Just
one's
contest the front.
weak.
I fell in the hole. Nice, I got 1.
Where you can.
Try
Try
to
wall run
push
so we can come
right,
front.
try to push
Try
right.
wall run so we can come front.
You got me.
Absolute on the right.
Absolute on the left.
Absolute on the right and absolute on the left. Both weak, 1 bullet.
Could be top window. Can't see him. Goes mid on me. Pro, 2 bullets weak.
Coming from mid now. I'm coming from
Probably
mid.
gonna go top laundry. Pro.
Pros goes mid in the green van. Can't you be pros absolute
Dead.
Just go mid to hill.
Top laundry.
Snate it.
Don't worry, focus.
Let's just get to know.
Just rotate. We just get 60 on this. I'm back in this game.
Yep.
TB, you see the frustration. Nothing went right there for Elevate on our first 2 hills. They opened up, they lost the first gunfight. Second time around, Reedy falls off the map, so you're automatically down a man. Then they try and break, and you could see Raided's even looking at Reed's screen and communicating for his teammates while he's making the wall run. But Enigma6, they have played this perfect. They were rotating first. They're winning the gunfights. There was nothing Elevate could do.
Elevate's really making it easy on him, though. That communication was a bit depressing to me. We saw Reedy fall off the map, but mostly on the rotation. You heard Raiden make that call to just, screw it, just hit front. Well, no, that's not a good strategy to do. You need to take the time and focus on the areas of the map to block the spawn. You need to take a second to get your team to regroup. They made that hold too easy. Yes, E6 is picking up those kills, but Elevate had a chance, kind of threw it away.
Elevate now, though, has an opportunity to score. They finally broke into Graves. They win a big team fight. Will they hold it? Raided and Reedy in the feed, causing problems, but it's Cade's pistol who is going to answer back. So one more challenger. It's going to be the General. He wins one, but loses to Watson. Scrap time should be going here to Watson and Elevate as they'll bring it back within 40. But a fantastic early lead for Enigma6. And the question is, are they going to break through on their first attempt on the commissary, or is it going to be Elevate tying up this scoreboard?
A good hold, though. Elevate gets a large chunk of that time back and have control early. E6 stacking up towards the middle of the map. Need to focus on these huge gunfights. Elevate does, but no. Cade gets that gunfight towards the back to get spawns for his teammates with that pistol. There is one player alive, getting some shots down towards middle. Should get taken out here in just a second. Yes, Ruiz is there, has teammate support. A good grenade. It looks like a trophy actually picked up that one. Picks up the last kill in the wall run. Great plays from Ruiz. That three-piece breaks.
It was Ruiz and Cade, man. Cade gets that big pistol kill in the back, as you touched on. You saw those yellow arrows popping up on the left side. Everyone from Elevate had to hit the wall run. And when you know where your opponent's coming from, it's just so simple for Enigma6. They gun them down. They build up to another 60-point advantage here. All they have to do is hold one more push, and then we're going to be moving this hill once again. At the end of our first round of rotations, though, TP, what's the big takeaway here from Enigma6? What are they doing right?
Focusing on the certain parts of the map that you really need to. Yes, winning those gunfights makes the game a lot easier. You can see they're massively positive besides Proto, but regardless, Elevate needs to slow it down and focus on the rotation to cell block. They threw away such a large lead at the beginning that they probably could have contested a decent amount as long as they took their time. So Elevate doing a great job of it, roaring back in this scoreboard, only 40 points down. They could get a lot of this time as well.
Big fights going down, and at the end of it, 3 kills going in favor here of Elevate. It's Elevate climbing the leaderboard right now. 30 points left to score in the middle of the map. Enigma6, they're still getting the favorable spawns for our next point, but they could lose it if Watson gets behind them. Watson picks up one, looking for a second. Ruiz is going to be there. And it looks like Ruiz is going to challenge from loading for the final 15 seconds. Our scoreboard, it went from a blowout, a 60-point advantage for Enigma6. Now you look at it, Elevate is out of the 100-point club for the first time in this series, and they could even take the lead here as we move over to cell block.
So this is the rotation I wanted to see. Unfortunately, Watson gets gunned by General in the back. There is one more person in line, though. Raiden needs to take his time. Hopefully his teammate can pick up a kill. Cade with that pistol gets one on his Zed towards middle. Now his teammates pick up a kill. Raiden needs to get this kill at the back towards General. General buying time, gets some nice shots off on him. Ruiz holds down the front though. The push is shut down. Watson the last one alive, but they do get the spawn. Fortunately, you see those players spawning up from Elevate in that back building, so Watson there for the trade. Finally, a saving grace. They need to get in though, because E6 racking up all this time.
I thought for sure that you were going to see Elevate spawning far out. Instead, it's going to be a first challenge. Now the spawns are pretty far. Proto lighting them up on a 4 streak here. Had a pretty rough start to the game. He's working towards even, but his teammates are just doing such a great job of killing here in our first half. You can see they never gave up control of the cell block, and once again, they've built up that 60-point lead from a 5-point game back up to about 57. Enigma6, they know how to pull away.
And such a good play on rotation. His teammates get caved, so General allows him to flank around the back. He does get taken out, so Elevate focusing more on these kills, and they're stacking up better. These trades are much faster from Elevate, which is nice to see. It allows them to get some hard point back in their favor. They played cell block well Unfortunately, E6 was just so strong, picking up multi-kills every single time.
Elevate is in the hill for now, but I'd love to hear from Enigma6. How are they going to break in? Let's go over to Cade and crank up our headphones here with E6.
I'm watching over you guys. I'm watching over you guys.
When you guys should come back.
Okay, I'm coming back with you, Jordan.
Come back, go back.
Yeah, I'm backing up. I'm backing up.
Two mad bay, two mad bay.
Yeah, actually, hold up.
Alright, help him.
Yeah. There's spiral, guys. There's spiral. Jordan, watch middle first. Watch very quick.
Absolute.
Watch an absolute. There's two.
You guys need to play your life. You guys need to play your life.
Let's go, Mike.
One more kid, one more.
Let's fucking
Guy there,
go.
that's all
You
four.
got that shit, baby.
He's
It's all
absolute.
four. It's all four.
Bitch.
I'm going now. Push that middle.
I'm inside you. But you
Okay, I'm pushing on middle. Spiral. Actually, I've been this whole time. The top.
Shut up, bro. I'm literally holding.
Nice.
Off me.
Cade.
One more. To middle. One loading.
I gave up cave.
I have full new guys. All you have to do is
Get up.
just push middle.
Yo, loading, guys.
Help him middle.
Watching
Help
him,
him middle.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, top yellow car, I got him.
Yo, he's on the yellow.
I have to watch cave. I can't help the kid. Yo, he's behind me, Nick.
Good job.
Oh,
Good
almost
job.
killed me with that
Keep
shit.
helping him middle. Keep helping him middle.
Bottom box. Loading in bottom box. Loading yellow car, bottom box, last guy. He's absolute. I got him.
Nice.
50 off streaks, Kate. 50 off streaks. Slide back helipad. Stop keeper now.
Yo, he's in laundry. Or shower.
Yeah, shower.
Showers. Nice. I'm stacking hill with you for a second.
Nice, yeah, me too. I'm coming to hill.
Nice. I'll push you through.
Okay.
I'm in the front. The front.
Showers.
They're smoking it out.
So can someone help me middle? I'm
In the
50
front.
off streaks.
Yo. Do in the front.
Watson's so weak. There's two there.
Yo, I'm calling my car.
Clear car in. Pull it.
Nice job, Jordan. Nice holding that down. Yeah, I'm 50 off streaks.
He's frozen, Jordan. Nice, Jordan. Nice, baby.
Leave me.
One more right door. I got I'm 50 off bombardment. One's on shot. Play. Bait me.
Yeah, I'm playing for spawn, Jordan. I'm playing for spawn.
Do
Left door.
it.
I got full streaks. Nice, Mikey. I'm on for showers. That's the one already, Mikey. I got him. Nice.
I'm in fourth.
I'm one shot, Nick. I'm one shot. You see it right, Nick?
I'm pitching, guys.
You killed me. I got one. Yo, I'm gonna bombard. Fine.
I'm playing.
I'm gonna bombard all the way back Main Street.
Do it.
Alright, yeah, I'm bombarding right now.
Hey, we got this
One
one
second.
second.
I'm bombarding. Wait, everybody already hit it. Someone needs to go showers.
What a difference in the energy there as you listened in with Enigma6. The comms on fire. Ruiz dropping the bombardment will clear out Elevate. They are now 7 points away, and this is going to be it. Enigma6 with another massive beating in Hardpoint, 250 to 129.
That commissary hold was absolutely dominant. Elevate was pinned into showers that entire time. And you notice that communication when we did that listen in where they know when to rotate. They realized that one player needed help. Cade was just buying time in that top window. They get the rotation, and then they just pin the other team for the rest of the time and then force the spawn out at the end. E6 dominant in those hard points.
You know, I loved listening with Cade, the energy from the man, but you know, talking to the E6 president, he was saying, really, our wins, they're going to depend on how well Cade plays. But he wasn't the only one showing up. General is always dropping big numbers. The MVP, though, might have to go to Ruiz. Every single time you saw Cade in the kill feed, you saw Ruiz right there with him. Both players topping the leaderboard.
They focus on those rotations, especially commissary. That's the one that was so lopsided in that one. They focus on the fundamentals first, and when your team's shooting like that, there's many times where you're just seeing so many assists on the screen of the player that we're watching on E6. Just looks so much faster. It gives you so much comfort. And most of all, they're giving their teammates encouragement when good things happen. It's very huge.
Pretty impressive stuff here from Enigma6. We now know that Elevate is out of the running for a spot in playoffs. They start off 0-4, another tough series here, going just 1-3. But at the end of the day, we got E6 coming out on top, and we got Courage there with Proto.
Thank you so much, Chris. Yes, another great series for Enigma6. They're now 3-1. Another big victory there, putting you guys a solid 2-0 over Elevate this weekend. You guys look to continue to cruise. Hardpoint, definitely one of your strengths right there in that series. That map got close, but then the doors blew wide open. What changed that made that possible for you in the end?
Honestly, General was in hills, and he was holding it down really well, got all of our hill time kills. He was doing it all, basically, and helped me individually because I wasn't doing so well and got me to play the hill.
See, that's right. Your teammate there to back you up when maybe you don't have the best performance. Good to see, but everyone's performing well for you guys in Uplink. You're undefeated so far this weekend. Was this something you guys practiced? What's just working for you in that game mode?
We're just naturally good at Uplink, and we have really good teamwork to back that up, so that's just why we haven't lost.
Well, it definitely shows right now at 4-0, but you got 2 more matches to play tomorrow. Obviously, you guys currently sitting pretty in second, but I think we can all agree you have your sights set on that first place spot. What changes are you going to make from the first time you face Optic to this one tomorrow where you might be able to take the series off them?
We're just going to adapt, and hopefully I don't shoot circles. We'll be good.
There you go. That's Proto. He's showing up this weekend alongside E6 as they're now 3-1. They're done for the day, but I know our analysts have some thoughts on that series.
Thank you very much, Jack. As you heard, E6, of course, 3-1 in the group after a 3-1 win right there against Elevate. It was a good one. We'll break it down a little bit. We've got Maven on the desk as well. Welcome, friend.
My analytical skills are very rare, but today you get a special treat.
Dude, I've been impressed. You've obviously casted both these two teams twice, I believe it was. So you know a ton of information about them. I know you've been Hawkeyeing in, and you were giving us some good intel as well on the desk when the game's going on. But we'll get into it. Map number 1, of course, it was the Hardpoint. And we kind of heard it from the post-game interview there. App, I'll start with you. General slaying. I mean, he was just laser beaming. He played that map almost flawlessly, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, definitely just an incredible performance. I mean, this guy is getting basically what he said, doing it all. You know, getting the hill time, getting the kills, holding down the lanes with his MV4, and he's just doing an amazing job.
Well, it's become like a meme to a degree. You know, they had the tweet that went out talking about him do it all. I spoke with him in the interview. He's like, yeah, man, I fill wherever I need to. I saw him yesterday get 2.5 minutes in a Hardpoint. Here, he only gets 19 seconds, but turns up in the slang. It's like whatever they need the guy to do, man, he's just going off.
It's huge to talk about that Barn Hill as well. 112 seconds to 11 is pretty brutal. And one of the things they were doing this pretty well, again, just to talk about General, is he would be that last guy to get inside the hill. He always wins those final gunfights. But then, as his team is coming off the respawn, as soon as they're nearby, he gets out. He goes back and he's going to kill as many things as possible. He lets his teammates give the hill time on this map specifically because of how efficient he can be with that MV4.
And you heard how confident he was. Part of me thinks it's just like, when you remember when Krim a long time ago, he was like giving the keys to winning gunfights. He said something like, if you think you're going to win the gunfight, you're going to win the gunfight. It's half the battle, man. You're going to see when he's taking these, he feels like they're free kills. He's challenging everything with Elevate.
And that's actually a really good point talking about General. You know, not many players tend to run out of the hill and slay and let their teammates pick it up. Instead, they'll stay in the hill, you know, try to just hold the time. But it's such a good play for him to just go out and get those kills.
Yeah, and again, it's hit or miss depending on the map as well, because he had the most hardpoint time back in that final hardpoint on Breakout while he's getting the kills because of those long distance engagements. There you see in that Barn Hill, everything is going to be super close. That is exactly where you want your SMG player. So he knows that is not his best, most positional spot that he wants to be in. So again, efficient across all the maps.
I mean, the map was 250 to 65. I think the stat was Elevate got 18 seconds in the first hill, then proceeded to get another 18 across the next 4 hills. So map number 1 didn't go well for the Europeans. But then we head over to map number 2, and that was an Elevate win. It was a 6-4 victory for them. But even despite that chance, there was some team killing going on, and it just seemed like some basic mistakes.
Yeah, so Europeans just this week have team killed way more than anybody else. It's actually kind of nutty. Elevate, back when they played Optic on the Uplink, had like 2 back-to-back team kills, giving up points. But even on the Search and Destroy, they're in a great position on the round. They have the man advantage. All of a sudden, they throw it away, shooting a teammate in the back of the head. Again, not sure if this is miscommunications, teammates not supposed to be where they need to. Not sure what the problem is, but a lot of risky business going on.
And obviously, we saw the scoreboard there. Watson, 11-6 has the highest KD, but something you noted, Maven, was a fantastic performance from Rated. He's really stepped things up today after an abysmal performance day 1.
Well, and specifically on this map, he was 1-8 yesterday. You know, he tweeted out after that, he's like, man, as soon as Reedy stole one of my kills, I thought for sure I was getting goosed. Today, he comes back, he rebounds, I believe goes 9-6 to close it out. Him and Watson were kind of the duo in that, but he came into today with the highest overall respawn KD, but the lowest overall search KD, and today he's put up 2 brilliant performances. He's looked really good in search.
This is true. Curious, I want to get your opinion, because this is something that we were all kind of talking about. Hopping bombs, something we've seen Elevate do a couple of times, obviously, when there are opposition players alive. When is the right time to do it? When is the wrong time to do it?
It's such a tough way to decide that, just because, you know, the time could be off. Like you said, you got to find the right exact time to do it. You know, Watson tries to hop in a 1v3 and gets a pretty good timing. I felt like he could have had that, but about probably a second short and gets killed. And then Zed does it again when there was about a 2v2 situation, and that was a great time because, you know, they had showers control. The other 2 were probably wall run and just, you know, exactly where they were, just hanging out. And it was just easy for him to get that defuse.
Well, do you think, I just have a question, I mean, do you think that's because Breakout's a little bit new, maybe they're worried teams aren't as comfortable, they're not, because we saw, it was 4 different times they tried to actually hop it there. Do you think that's more just because it's a newer map?
I think it's specific to the bomb site itself. I think just where Showers is, if you can get control of Showers and inside the bomb, you know the other team's going to be coming from the wall run. If you have control of the wall run, they're going to have to come from Showers. And each of those is going to take, 5-6 seconds if you're trying to hit that wall run just to get there to begin with. So the second time they hop the bomb in this situation, they already cleared out Showers. They know they're going to be on the wall run. You know you have time to defuse that bomb, because even if they fly, your teammate's obviously going to be there to watch your back, and that's an easy gunfight to win.
Exactly what Chan said. I mean, just a bomb site. If you clear out Showers, it's just so much time for them to come through wall runs, and it's 2 doorways you can easily watch. If you have a teammate there with you, as soon as you hop it, they have to come in through that doorway most of the time, and your teammate can easily get that kill.
Well, series tied at 1-1. We go over to a game number 3, and of course it's Uplink. And Maven, as I said, you've casted E6 for, I think, 2 times so far this weekend.
Yeah.
Their Uplink has been flawless, undefeated in the game mode. Why are they so good?
We've seen a lot. Chance and I were talking throughout basically that entire game, but it's been a little bit of everything. Yesterday, when they were playing against Optic Gaming on Throwback, I thought that looked like some of the most annoying gameplay if I was an Optic player, because it was constantly them flanking or setting up in sneaky positions to shoot them in the back. But today on Precinct, I think it was more the opposite of that. I know we saw Chance, we were talking a lot about they were sending a guy in the flank to either pick up the flanker or try and make a play, but really they were just outslaying them. I mean, they were crushing them every time they got on the aggressive push.
It goes back to they play every map well. On Throwback, they're being sneaky. On Precinct, they make sure to basically send someone constantly on the flank. Whether they're on the defensive end or the offensive end, they make sure to cover the entire map because of how many more options it gives them. But again, in the Hardpoint, they play one map a specific way where General is going to be outside the hill. The next one, they're going to have that guy be the turret inside. So they have all these situations already planned out depending on the map, and they play it very efficiently.
Obviously, we've given a lot of love to General today, but Proto has had a fantastic day as well. Apathy, what's really stood out for you when you've been watching him play this today?
I mean, he's just been making a whole bunch of clutch plays. He's such a playmaker. He's sort of like a mini Karma, where he's just making plays, helping his team win the game. Making those crucial plays. Just right on time. It's been amazing to watch, to be honest.
It really has. Of course, they take that one 7-4, and they remain unbeaten. No one can beat them in Uplink, apparently, it seems. Would you say, is it fair now maybe to say they're the best Uplink team in the game, Chance, or maybe too soon? We'll have to wait for playoffs.
Europeans have stacked up pretty well against them. They've been closer games at the very least. I'd like to see an Epsilon or Millennium or even Splice go against them. But for NA dominance, I think they're definitely the best. Obviously, teams can give them a run for their money. Optic Gaming, if they have one of those just slay-heavy performances, maybe. Envy, decent at Uplink as well. So not clear-cut that they're the absolute best, but definitely in that upper echelon.
I liked how willing it seemed like to do everything. Like where we saw Optic play on Precinct, it seemed to be Karma, the one always trying to hit the flank, getting caught off guard a lot. It was anybody. It was just by committee who was going to actually hit it for them. It was brilliant to watch. And talk a little bit, you saw him throw the drone up top, and I know you were like, I love that, because we don't see that play too often.
Yeah, it used to be a traditional kind of thing we see in Uplink. Those 15 spots used to be everywhere. This game, not so much. Obviously, you see that's the only one you can really get on Precinct outside of throwing them under cars. But those sneaky spots, anything that they can do to even get the smallest amount of advantage,
I love it.
E6 goes for it. They do everything well. So many teams kind of have that mindset that strategy in this game, because it's jetpack, to just fly. Just win gunfights, you win the game, it doesn't matter. That is not true in the slightest. Again, going back to Optic, we've seen it. They outslay a team by 15 kills, they only win by 1. They outslay E6 by 6 kills, they lose by 5. So clearly there's a lot more to it than just being a slay-heavy team.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
I think it has to do a lot with the teamwork and the ball control. I mean, their teamwork is astounding. They have all these like passes and these plays that they set up together. Like, I don't know if it's a communication or what's going on, but they're really good at it.
It's on point.
It reminds me a little bit of United in a way sometimes, coming up with clever plays, don't always have to necessarily outslay, but they get the W.
Even like the old TR squad. Like, you think of that team, it's very like creative.
Yeah.
They're coming up with smart ways. But as it stood at that time, E6, of course, they find themselves at match point. We go over to the hard point. And the game was so close, Chance. It was very, very close. And then I looked away, I looked back, and E6 had just somehow pulled away like a 50, 60-point lead. What happened?
It's the nature of breakout. A couple of these hills are those money hills where if you get that rotation battle, you win that. It's going to take another 15 seconds before they challenge again. If you get another clean forward down, you pretty much can get a full 60 because already they have to rotate to the next.
Cell block tells you everything.
Dear God, 95-0 elevate, not able to step foot inside the hill. Well, that's pretty much your answer right there.
Well, I talk about it all the time when I cast this map, just how the swing nature of it. But I honestly think in my career casting, I think I've casted, 4 or 5 years now, I've casted more comebacks on Breakout and Hardpoint than I have any other map like combined. It's just, it happens all the time. You can never count a team out, but it was crazy how close it was. A 20, 30-point game, and all of a sudden they just went off.
Something key to note, look at the scoreboard, top right of your screen. General, 22 and 12, 2.5 minutes of hill time. Apathy, he was doing it all, and he impressed you a lot.
Yeah, on Breakout, it's such an easy map to just grab the hill and, use the NV4 and just hold those key positions, get in a heady. On the first hill, you can do that. You can hover up, get some kills. On the cave hill, it's easy to set up. I mean, almost any hill really on that map, you can do that.
Well, I think that's why we saw the difference then on Throwback. Because Throwback, if you're in Barn or something, he can't get in a power position with the NV4, so he was getting into power spots outside of the hardpoint, only had, 19 seconds.
Right.
There, where he can be in strong positions in the hardpoint, he racks up 2.5 minutes like we saw him do also on Scorch earlier in the day. So General has been a freaking beast, man. I love it. I know some people don't like the cockiness, the arrogance. I love it, man. If you're going to play like that, if you're going to back it up, say whatever the hell you want.
It's true. He's been playing absolutely phenomenal throughout the day, as has E6. They go flawless for the day, a 3-1 victory, of course. But moving forward, we should talk a little bit about the score streak game. Clint, I know you love it, but Merc is fantastic.
It's my first time up here for this.
Is it really?
I think it's my first time on the desk. They don't usually let me do
That's true.
I'm banned from the Telestrator. I'm banned from analysis.
Telestrator. It's not. I think you do a fantastic job.
They let me up for a hot mic. Thanks, buddy.
I got you. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the score streak prediction game. Of course, we asked you guys some questions throughout that last series. You can play the score streak prediction game on mlg.tv/COD for those of you who would like to play. How many points will the winning team win by in game 1? Less than 40 or 40 or more. 70% said B, and of course that was correct. I mean, I feel like that's a fair prediction, right, Chad?
It's a Hardpoint North American team going against a European team. That's
wow, you're just gonna.
It's been
all right.
Standard.
Okay.
Ben, shut it. You're American now. I barely hear your accent.
Yeah,
we love you.
Gone.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah, thanks, pal. All right, let's take a look at question number 2 that we asked throughout the series. I believe it was, which team will be the first to get 3-round wins in game number 2? 78% said Enigma6. Guess what? That 78% was correct. I mean, I feel like that's a free win right there.
Yeah, I mean, this was, you saw, how could you not go that route if you saw Enigma6 just dismantle Red Reserve? You had to think it would be rather similar here against an Elevate team that's been struggling.
Moving forward in game 3, we asked which player on E6 will score the first uplink in game 3. Here were your answers. 24% said M. Ruiz. It was a throw that came through. A lot of people said Proto. Apathy, if you were going for a bit of a gamble on that one, which one would you have said?
I'd definitely choose Proto.
You go Proto?
Yeah, I feel like he would be the one, playing the objective and going for that first point.
Well, you would have been wrong and you would have lost your streak. Let's take a look at the leaderboard, though, and we can see if maybe any more familiar names are appearing this week. We'll see at the top, it's going to be Rocky Hardy, 11. Wow. I mean, talk about breaking away from the pack right there. You got, what, so many 7s, a couple of 6s, but imagine getting 11 of those correct in a row. I feel like that's not an easy thing to do.
No, that's incredible. I certainly wouldn't be able to do 3 in a row.
You'd be able to do 3, Clint. I trust you.
I don't believe in myself at all.
Maybe 4?
Of course, we still have one final game to play here at Day 2, Week 4 of the Call of Duty Global Pro League, presented by PlayStation 4. Up next to close out the day, Optic Gaming look to go back to the #1 spot in the group. Standing in their way, it's Europe's Red Reserve. MLG Primetime returns after this.